election is about trust. I don't trust Will Conley, and neither should you. He says he's a small business owner in this community, and that he's a homeowner and a taxpayer. But I've got 2 state filings with the State Ethics Commission where he denies owning a business in this county. He denies owning property in this county. I've got him available for a press packet. He tells us one thing. He tells the state of Texas in his personal financial filings something completely different. Which do we believe? The county filings were due on April 30th. The county's received mine. They have not yet received his. We can't trust him to disclose his personal financials. We can't trust him with our tax dollars. We can't trust him to look out for our interests. I focused on issues in this campaign. He's focused on personal attacks, and they've come from all sides. This is about who you trust. Thank you for being here.
Well, I certainly hope people make a decision based off trust. My name is Will Conley. I'm passionate about serving this community. I'm passionate about serving the United States of America. And for the last 8 years, y'all have given me the privilege and the pleasure of serving this community. And I have performed, and the county is operating at its highest level. I am a business owner in this community. I'm a Christian. I'm a family man. I pay taxes. Everything I have is vested in this community. My entire family lives in this community. I get to wake up every day, fight for families, fight for children, make sure that our region is moving forward as we deal with the challenges of the future. I've done so. I have a proven record. Talk is cheap. I have a proven record of what I can do for this community and what I have done for this community. And I look forward to continuing to serve. Thank you.
How can the county cooperate with cities to bring in more jobs?
Businesses like low, predictable tax rates. A well-managed county where they know that into the future they can have low, predictable tax rates and not burden their employees by having ever-increasing property taxes. That will bring communities in. That will bring companies into this community. We need to look out for the businesses that are here. We need to look out for the people that are here. We don't need to go giving a lot of money away to bring businesses in. We've got a beautiful community, all the way from San Marcos to Dripping Springs and Cowell and Butte and Wimber. We've got a lot to market. We've got a lot of reasons why people would come here. Let's not let government get in the business of taking your money and giving it to large companies to bring them here. It's not required. Thank you.
I've helped create thousands of jobs in Hays County as a business owner and as your county commissioner. I'm proud of that record. I chair the Economic Development Corporation for Hays and Caldwell County. We work with all cities, counties in the region, and the private sector to ensure that people have the opportunity to work in our community. It's working. We have fair tax rates. We have a fair regulatory system. Ladies and gentlemen, read the newspaper. Just last quarter, 1,000 more jobs were created in Hays County. Talk to the businesses that have moved to Hays County recently, and they will talk about the open arms that they have been received with by your county government, by our organization, and they will talk about the wonderful experiences they've had in Hays County. We've never given your tax dollars away to a company. We simply let them keep more of their own money. That's a conservative value.
Mr. Brannon, you have 30 seconds for rebuttal.
The San Marcos Economic Development, I think it's called the San Marcos Partnership now. It is a private corporation, and the county does give a lot of money to that corporation, as to the city of San Marcos. You're taking your tax dollars and putting it back into that private corporation. We're also contributing money to the tax increment reinvestment zone for the city of San Marcos. That's city business, not county business. We don't want to get in the practice of passing money all over the county, right and left. Political payoffs, there's many reasons why it happens. That's your money, it's not theirs.
10 years, you have to go through a redistricting process. Our county has exploded in growth in the last 10 years, and so the populations in our precincts were out of whack. We worked together with both parties, court, with public, to develop a redistricting map that makes sense for Hays County, that ensures that there's still strong representation in both areas of the county, the western part of the county and the corridor. I represent the San Marcos and Wimberley Valley area. My opponent drew a map that would have completely taken any influence the Wimberley Valley had in Hays County away. It would have consolidated all western Hays County into one seat. They would have had one representative in all of Hays County representing them. They would have lost what they need to make sure that we protect what's important in western Hays County. The map that we have today, all commissioners represent all different areas of the county, and that's the way it should be for a balanced community.
Mr. Brannon?
Yeah, I haven't drawn any maps. We did play with some maps, look at the different options. This is another issue of transparency that I've been talking about. When the redistricting committee got put together, there were 2 people on it, and they were both commissioners that are up for election in this year. And that's not transparent government. That's special interest government from the start. We did discuss bringing different map versions. They put up all 8 or 10 different map versions, and they all looked the same, except for a neighborhood here and there. And there's lots of reasons why we might have looked at different maps. They chose not to. So, yeah, it does affect, and Precinct 3 is now pretty heavily Republican County. I don't mind that. I'm not against it. But I think the process that we went through was deeply flawed, all the way down to the consultant that we hired to perform that for us. Thank you.
Mr. Conley, you have 30 seconds for a vote.
It was not a 2-member committee. And once again, my opponent is incapable of telling the truth in this election. I've never run an election that has seen so many fabrications come out of one's mouth time and time again. Hays County is working, ladies and gentlemen. It's working at the highest level it's never worked before. I've had a big part to do with that. My colleagues and I work well together. Our heart's in the right place to serve this community. I ask for you to give me the opportunity to continue to do so.
Are there any audience questions?
I was having lunch out in Dripping Springs with a leader from the state. He asked me, he said, what does Mr. SB, what Sam Brannon do for a living? I said, I've known him 2 years. I have no idea what he does for a living, how he makes his money. He said, well, what's he do? I said, all he does is campaign. I've known you for 2 years.
What is your
So
question?
the question is, what should the answer be? What do you do for a living?
Mr. Brannon?
Thank you. This is Gary Smith. He was the pastor. He is the pastor of the church I used to attend. I work for the San Marcos School District. I'm a substitute teacher. That's well known. It's been published. I work 4 days a week in the Focus program at Miller Middle School, working with kids that are slightly autistic or might have ADD. We try to keep them integrated into the classroom. This is my second career. I spent 17 years in corporate America. My last job was Vice President of Sales for an international consulting firm known as JCIT International. There shouldn't be any questions about what I do, but thank you for asking, Gary.
Mr. Conley?
My opponent has claimed that he does high-level work with the administration at the ISD. It's funny, the administration at the ISD wasn't aware of that. It's on the substitute teacher list. He's worked very few hours, jobs similar to what many college students have to pick up extra beer money when they're going to school. And so, he has no qualifications for this job. He has been running for office the day he stepped into this county. In fact, he announced it after he was living as a vagabond in Europe for 7 years. He announced on his website that he was coming to America to run for office. He moved here because his father already lives here. He needed a place to stay. And from day one, he got involved in politics and started running for office. I'm a public servant. I'm not running for a paycheck.
My name is Ryan Ruiz, and my question is specifically to Mr. Conley. And first of all, it's just to clear up any controversy. Did you appoint 2 convicted felons to the Transportation Citizens Advisory Committee, and if so, why?
Mr. Conley?
I have no appointment power as a county commissioner, and that power is simply a power of the court. But they have gone back and done background checks on every volunteer citizen who is set on any stakeholder's board of the county over the last 8 years period of time. So these folks volunteered their time, they live here, they're citizens here, they've worked on things like transportation, the parks, to emergency services, free of charge. They have no authoritative power. That is all to the court. They simply work on a process. What is there? What is the result of that? How are they treated? They had political hacks go through their history 30, 40 years ago, try to find some type of record. I think it's sad and pathetic.
Mr. Brannon?
Yeah, the rumor and hyperbole in that is absolutely astounding. He knew this is a supporter, Mike Miller is a supporter of his going back to 2008. He knew he was a convicted felon. He put him on, he nominated him to be on the committee. He was elected to the committee. There was another one that was nominated by another commissioner that he voted for to put on the committee. But what's worse is when a citizen asked him in an email, why did you appoint a convicted felon? He said it was the wrong guy. You got the wrong guy. He can't tell the truth. And when the person responded back, he responded back to the agenda item from Commissioner's Court. He responded back with the man's resume that he submitted to Commissioner's Court. It's not the wrong guy. He just can't tell the truth. Thank you.